Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Dr. Jan Fortman with Relationship Matters TV. I hope everyone is having a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. I'm having a beautiful day. We are here in Chicago and from the Feet on the Ground studios. And it's a beautiful day. It's warm. I can't believe that, 4 or 5 days ago, I had on my heavy jacket and kind of turned the heat up a little bit. And today we're turning on the air conditioning. But we are really, 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 really very happy about that. Well, today I have a special guest on. He is my business coach. He is my mentor. I don't know what all I could say about him. Everything positive. But, probably later on, I'll probably have something different to say. But let me tell you about this man that I am bringing on. His name is Dr. Loren Michaels Harris. Let me say this about him. And this is really profound, something I really want you to listen to. Loren, having survived 6 years within the state foster care system and experienced the joys and the traumas associated with having had 22 mothers. Dr. Michaels Harris is an authority on how to shed shame and reinvent blame. I love that. Loren is dedicated to sharing with others his systematic approach in harnessing the true power found to refine one's trajectory within life's curveballs, thereby utilizing that power to refine one's own trajectory in life. As a mentor, he's a breakthrough coach, and he has helped me in a lot of breakthroughs. I don't tell him that, but I'm telling you, audience, that. He's an author. He's my friend. He believes that we are all a part of the ripple effect, which I want him to talk about. And that it is his duty to use his story to create a ripple that will reach around the globe. He's the founder of the Power of WE Symposium, and that is an event dedicated to uplifting, celebrating, and encouraging inner city youth leaders around the globe. And that's something that we really, really, really need. The Power of WE Symposium provides a one-day experience for these students, and it allows them to access and to access areas of opportunity that most of them have never really dreamed possible. And guess what? He has his own TV network. It's called Trajectory TV. And also, he has a magazine coming out called Trajectory Magazine. And so before I bring him on, I'm going to do something special that I don't normally do for my guests, but I'm going to do it for him.
Everything that is with you right now found its way to you on purpose. Together, we are co-authoring a unique moment in time. Things that do not serve you must go. The longer you wait, the more time you give them to trick you into serving them. You are writing moments that people will learn from, grow from, and heal through for thousands of years. 22 homes in foster care, everything I wore as a scar, as a shame, things that started like Velcro on my spirit. After just a few months, then years, then decades, I had believed myself into believing that they were indelible tattoos. Sometimes we have to be broken down to appreciate the view once we start getting up. That DNA, those fingerprints, they're going to be gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But it is your story. that they will tell for thousands of years, but only if you leave it. I want you to leave this place and know that you have been changed. Why? How do I know it's true? Because each of you has just changed me.
Well, without further ado, let me bring to you Dr. Loren Michaels Harris.
I was ready.
Wait a minute. This is what I want to show you.
Oh, girl, you warn people before you start pulling off clothes. I know it's after 7 o'clock because I switched from coffee to wine, but I wasn't ready for all that. Thank you for that. Okay, as you were. I don't know why you bring this on yourself.
In your honor.
Thank you for wearing that.
Dug this out of the rag bag.
And it's still. Oh, see, y'all. That's why. Don't worry. I brought plenty. So come on. Oh, hi, Amy.
So, Dr. Loren Michaels Harris, as you all can see, we have plenty fun. We have plenty.
First of all, where were you?
What do you mean? Where was I?
Here. Were y'all here at the top of the hour? I don't know where Dr. Jan was. Go ahead, put it in the comments. Ask her.
This is my show.
There's one. Okay, come on with your next. I'm kidding. We had technical difficulties, which we're now laughing about. So
yes, we did.
It's been a long week, Dr. Jan.
Yes, it has. And you know what? Before we get into what I know you want to talk about, since this is my show,
I want keep reminding me.
I want to talk about a few things. First of all, as a coach, as a mentor, as a breakthrough coach, what does that mean?
Well, I should update that. Hi, Amy Joy. Okay. I should update that because back then, when I actually started coaching, back in the day, when we started working together, that's what I thought it was. I really did. I thought it was helping people break through something. But now it pretty much was. But now the people that were needing that then have done all that. And there were those who did it and moved on to other pastures. But then about a year and a half ago, all the people that were still here that created their own breakthroughs now were positioned waiting for their little brothers and sisters who have come along to coaching, like Amy. Hi. And those were all people who were like Amy, for instance. They were already navigating on their divine purpose. They got their breakthrough somewhere else. But then we were all collectively pulled together, like a magnet pulled us all together, so that we can do all this work in triple time, quadruple time, because we're like a family. We're a community. And we're going to talk about that about Romania. Amy was there. You couldn't go because you had some prior commitments, but there were a number of people that went. And so it's like there were those like you nearly from the very beginning of the coaching, those who came in to my life years and years ago, but just came to this collective, this gathering, if you will, in the last year. And it's because all of us, and I was telling somebody today, I guess I should tell you too, don't let it go to your head. You gotta be careful what you tell Dr. Jan because she'll run with it. So is because I was on a session today. Who was it? Let me see. Jen Mitchell, attorney Jen Mitchell.
Oh yeah, I met her in Miami.
Yes. Yeah. So and you know how Jen is, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, you brought us all together. And I was like, no, I didn't. The thing in the middle that the spokes stick into and then they go out to the rim, that thing in the middle and that rim drew all of us spokes just like this, each one in, so that together you now have the will, and that represents a circle. That's completion. That's a lot of things. Google it. And so that's how it is. I mean, because I know people think that's the wonderful part about finding the right people that make you the right coach. See, a lot of people just throw that word out there, this and the other. And what's different with us, and I'll say this, and then I'll be quiet because it's your show. And you ain't got a bell to ring to shut me up. That's why I got the bell. So to be for real, I was like, can you be quiet? It's my show. But anyway, seriously though, just to wrap that up, is I see it now that I didn't choose y'all didn't choose me. We were chosen by something greater than us for each other to co-create, you know. And there's our purpose is that thing in the middle that brings us all together. That's the first thing we touch. And then the other end is in what's the rim, which is like that rim of co-creation that we have all decided to join partnership with before we came together, that thing that is greater than us. And when we all did that, it brought us all together for like a supernova. That's what it is.
All righty. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And I believe that.
I know.
No, you don't. You don't know until I tell
No, I do know, because you wouldn't listen. Many spokes have tried to fit in that space, but if they don't believe it, they're either a little too short or it's a little too long. It's just not a good fit for them and us right now. Right.
Very true.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's very true. Mm-hmm. And I think I've been with you the longest. Haven't I?
Yes, that's true. I remember the day you moved into Walnut Grove. I was sitting out in front of the Mercantile with okay, I'm kidding. You opened the door. Yes, and that's why we can play like that. Now tell them why. Because I don't want y'all to think I'm a bully or mean. But can I tell them?
Sure.
Because it was the first thing do you remember? That's why I like to laugh about it now. Because it was really the very first thing we were assigned together that wasn't serving you at the time. And you were a lot younger than you are now, but you didn't like that number. True. Now you love the number.
Yes.
So kind of talk about that. See
how
I turn the show around, y'all?
Well, I'm not talking about that because
but just tell them though, because it was a big deal, but it didn't
over.
No, but I'm saying that was your breakthrough.
Well, yeah, it was because I really didn't tell people my age. Only my close friends knew. And actually, when he started telling me or suggesting to me that, you need to celebrate your age, and that that's such an asset that you have.
Yeah.
And so I did. I started celebrating my age. And so, well, most of my viewers know I'm 81. I'll be 82. I'll be 82 in December.
Dang, this year.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Isn't that something? And so through that, I've done a lot of things. I entered the Miss Senior Illinois America contest. And then I've been doing a lot of things.
And won. She trying to be modest, and she won.
Yeah.
Right.
I did win. Right. And so I've done a lot of different things, thanks to you, my breakthrough coach. I appreciate you. I usually don't tell you that because most of the time
yes, you do. You tell me that every day. You do what you're doing right now.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's true. And that's why breakthrough was then for those people. But y'all broke through. And see, the thing is, you can't say who will and who won't. And, we all know none of us wants to get left behind. But it's a choice. It's a choice. You've seen many rock stars come and go. And the thing is, here's the great part. They're all still here. They're still in our group, and they're there if they want us or need us. Ain't none of them getting put out the group or nothing because they don't coach actively, or where have they moved to outgrew it because you outgrow certain coaches.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. That's very true.
But our catalyst, our nucleus has been here. And yep, you were at the very beginning. And yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I deserve special treatment.
I'm here, ain't I?
We're gonna talk about this later.
Look, does this look like something I'd be doing at work? Come on, my dime. Wait, and then Brian said, I said, I have Dr. Jan's show tonight. This is I was like, oh, that's nice. What time is it again? 7. Oh my God. Because he knew that was in the middle of our show. I said, what happened to? Oh, that's nice. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't believe Brian said, "Oh my God." I'm
oh,
sure.
he did. Oh, he did. When it comes to our cool down time, we
Uh-huh.
only see each other, believe it or not, even though we work in the same space. I'm down here, he's 2 floors up, and we meet maybe twice a day if our breaks coincide, which is seldom. And so
Okay,
you know,
so you're missing your show.
but
So
that's okay.
tell us,
He's your biggest fan.
yes, he is. I love.
Don't
Brian,
ask me why.
you're listening. I love you. I love you more than I love Loren.
And we like it that way. And I love you, Keith. That's Dr. Jess. Oh, I didn't know he was in the room.
Right.
Oh, I mean, I love you, dude. Bad love, bro. Dr. Jan has a big, tall, strong husband, so you'll understand if you ever meet him. So anyway, as
So
you were saying,
tell us about the power of we. A lot of my audience don't really know about the power of we symposium. Tell us about that.
well, the power we, can I tell you how it came about?
Yeah.
Because I love this story. Well, um, I'd done a bunch of speaking gigs, like a lot, like over 100 and some. And I went out to it was the number 100 when I went out west. Remember that?
Yeah.
To Cervex, right? Because all the first 99 were just me on the stage. And so I went out there and I was all excited but nervous about sharing the stage and being judged and all the stuff. Because these are seasoned speakers. I didn't consider myself that yet. So I went and I did it and I met someone, a marketer, nothing against marketers, but I didn't know yet that about what you decide are the boundaries for yourself as far as integrity based, not having an angle, all those things that are principles, which I now today know that we can be broken. We cannot break, but we definitely can be broken against them once we move outside of all the things that we are supposed to be great stewards of legacy and of service to people. That's a huge responsibility to when you ask what is greater than you, to literally give you access into the minds and souls and hearts of people. You have to be ready, because it's not if you have millions of followers or what. If you have one, the responsibility is the same as if you're given millions. And so I met a marketer and they said, hey, let's do an event in Las Vegas. And I was like, they lived in Las Vegas. I used to live in Las Vegas and I was an event planner in Las Vegas. So I was like, well, great. I want an event. So let's do it. But I didn't know that there was such a thing as pay to play, and which is why today it is box office. It is kryptonite to me and the people in my coaching. I forbid it to be on those stages for a number of reasons. And if that's for someone, then good for you. We just don't do it here. And we don't build those kind of events where we sell from the stage and that sort of thing. We tell from the stage. We don't sell programs. We tell people about the benefit and the easing of suffering that is the result of those programs and those things that we give the world as far as content, services, and let them choose. So anyway, we did this event in Las Vegas, and I saw things from some of the speakers that were just so out of alignment with what I wanted. And so Brian and I were on the plane leaving Las Vegas, and I was pissed. I'm gonna just keep it real. And I looked at Brian, I said, I'm putting these headphones on. Here they are. These headphones. I'm putting these headphones on, and I'm not coming out until God gives me a mouthful of spiritual Listerine, because I need to get this funky taste out of my mouth from what we just went through. And I just sat there. I think I was listening to Yolanda Adams or something. And they told us to put our chairs and our tray tables up. We were getting ready to land in Chicago. And as soon as I clicked it up, it hit me. And I saw it. It's plain as day. The Power of WE Symposium. And I whipped off those headphones and I looked at Brian and said, they just gave it to me. He goes, they did? Because it was new to us then. I said, yeah. He said, what is it? I said, I don't know. But it's a thing. It's supposed to be called the Power of WE Symposium. And that's all I had to go on. 3 days later, I had already Googled some event venues in the city, and I found the Stan Mansion, and I loved it because it reminded me of Willy Wonka, because I saw those gates out front, and I thought, it's about kids. Bring them there. Turn that into a visit to Willy Wonka. And it just all came rushing in. And I went down there, and I met Chera, at the owner of the Stan Mansion, did the tour, and she walked me out. I'll never forget it. She hooked her arm in mine, and she goes, I see your vision. She goes, but I believe this is so wonderful. It won't be here for long. You'll outgrow this place, and I can't wait. And she was absolutely right. And that was it. I put down the deposit that day, and the rest is history. We just came from Romania, and it's just gotten better and better, greater and greater. And it is because, not of the venue, clearly, because we've been to Atlanta, and now we've been to Romania. It's not that it's the United States. It's not that it's in a mansion. It's not where it is. It's who we're there with, wherever there is. And it is the power of we, of what happens when we come together. You know, just like what we have with our coaching family. This is a community outside of that, but comprised mainly, the core of it is all of us. All the people that went with me pretty much, you know, are in that, they are in this family. Liam, you know, he doesn't officially coach, but he's there. He was at Power We last year, again this year. He was in Miami. We're a family. And it's that thing, that co-creation, when things become what you could have never even imagined on your best day, with all your superpowers at the top of the notch. It still blows all of that out of the water. That is the beauty of co-creating with what is greater than you.
You know what was amazing to me here in Chicago and in Atlanta were the kids, the change that you could see in the kids. You know what I mean? And they weren't all like A students, you know, that but they were all different kinds of students. And the speakers that you had, and how the kids, you could just see in their faces how they were touched, you know, transformed. And to me, that's what I really liked. And of course, I liked when I did the opening, of course. But
I don't remember what you're talking about, but anyway.
Right, But when I told them, you know, stop ringing that bell. When I told them, you know, when they look at you as an adult, and they see, oh, you know, doctor, and you know, what does she know about this? What does she know about that? And she was probably smart. And when I told them, you know, in the class of 59 graduating out of high school, I was like number 57 at front and bottom.
Yeah.
You know? And I just wanted them to know that doesn't matter, you know, where you are.
Start.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I told them, started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, and to see the look on their faces when I said that, you just to let them know that you could be anything you want to be. And that's what I really like about the Power of We. But I'm going to take a quick commercial, and I want to come back, and I want you to tell the people about how you took the Power of We from Chicago all the way to Romania. Okay?
Happy to.
All right. Thank you so much. He's been so nice to me.
I know. And look, I got praying hands under the desk.
I know you do. I do too.
Lord Jesus, help me.
Okay. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We'll be back with Dr. Loren Michaels Harris. happy that your relationship with your daughter has improved. Welcome back. We're going to talk with Dr. Loren Michaels Harris about taking the power of we all the way from Chicago to Romania. How did that all happen?
Hold on, I'm in the middle of a Gallagher game. I'll be done in a minute. I'm kidding. I'll turn it off. Toys, it's play hour. Okay, how did it end up going to Romania?
Yeah.
Well, it's never about just one thing. And when you enter into any type of covenant, an agreement, a contract with what is greater than you to co-create something, you must leave a parameter. You know, like Christians talk about a hedge of protection. Really, it's the same thing. Covers all of it. No weapon formed against you. You know, it just does all the things in both directions, repels the things that don't serve you and attracts the things that do. And it is a space called as that sacred space of co-creation, where your will and the will of what is greater than you come together because you're both flexible to bend to the will of each other. See, a lot of us know that we must leave room to be flexible to the will of what is greater than us without, I believe personally, at least in my own case, it took a long time to understand that a lot of the lag or the drag on my purpose getting its pace, which is still perfection because it happens when you're ready, was that I was giving room for, you know, to bend to the will of what is greater than me, but didn't realize it wanted me to know that it was willing to bend to what I wanted too. God is not a dictator. He is the creator. And that was the piece. And so I was originally invited to go there to speak, totally unrelated to what actually happened, by an outside organization, a nonprofit out of Switzerland. And then about 4 months into it, which if it were the Power We build out of Chicago or someplace there stateside, excuse me, I still would have been 4 months into it. So we're 4 months into it. And we see that our visions are not right or wrong from any standpoint, just different. So let's just say that the lens that this organization saw through was this size, and the lens to the vision that greater than had shown me was this size. Okay. So it was just different. So everything works according to plan. And a good friend of mine, Maureen Flatley from DC, she was in on the meeting and she could kind of tell these are going two different directions. And she just said to me after the call, Loren, you don't need that organization to do this. It had never crossed my mind. And I went, And that was the piece that every time I started to doubt, even briefly, that would come rushing in, her voice and her face and her mouth moving, saying the words.
You froze a little bit. And I'm going to take a screenshot of you. But anyway, Laura was talking about Romania and how he got Power of We to Romania. And it's really, really a good story. Unfortunately, I wasn't able. I'm going to take a screenshot of him so he can see his face. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. So what I'm going to do is text him and tell him probably he has to go back out and come back in. You know, I always say this, right? Technology is wonderful when it works. Well, he did go back out, so he'll probably come back in. Technology is wonderful when it works, but when it doesn't work, uh, we know because we had technical issues before we came in, and now we have it now. Let me. Okay, here he's back. I
You
know.
already, you
I
already know who it is. Don't say the
so
name.
we won't say
Don't
who
say the
your
name. But I'm
we
so
won't
used
say
to it.
your
Look,
internet
I'm so used to it
provider
from my
is.
show. I write the last word down. Who was that? Oh, now there's a
Who's what?
delay. I
Oh
heard some
wow.
anyway. Okay,
Go
now
ahead.
it's working. So anyway, yeah, I wrote the last word down. Doubt. So every time I start to doubt, I hear Maureen's voice. And then everything else disappeared out of that room. For instance, I might have looked around the room that day and I saw some fear over in the corner. And then I looked over there, saw a little anger peeking around the corner, all these different things in the room. But it wasn't until doubt showed up that the power of all those others that were in there really came to their fullness. And I was able to see that it begins with doubt because that's where the true power to destroy lies. Because doubt leads to worry leads to fear leads to anger, and anger destroys. So it said, I saw them peeking. They didn't really mean much when it was just them. But when doubt showed up, the last one to show up at the party, but soon as it stuck his head in the room, all of a sudden everything that was already there got more powerful. And that pointed and showed me don't let doubt in. If you keep doubt out, these none of these mean anything. So I learned that every time Maureen's voice came in. And so now I know moving forward in my journey for the rest of my life. When people you trust to sit in the front row seats of your life, people you consider a part of your sacred circle, people you know you share divine space with, people that when you hear from them, you now go from a regular day or a great day or an awesome day to a blessed day. When you start to realize where these things come in, those portals, and you reach for them, when you see doubt, you look through the peephole to the door, of which every opportunity is, every moment is a door with a peephole, every single one of them. If you see doubt out there and then looking all around like how they be looking through the circle, oh, and then come all up and looking, yeah, because he'll do it. Come all up, looking all that's a doubt me. It's me. Open the door. Right. Nope. Not anymore. Because he don't come looking like what he is once it gets in through the peephole. See, but that's where your intuition and that your first mind, which is connected to the creator, make you see everything right through that hole. It might be holding up something you thought it wants you to think you ordered. It's me, Amazon Prime. Open the door. It's me, the pizza man. Nope, I ain't ordered no pizza. People, pizza, open the door. No goodwill, you ain't ordered the pizza. And then when you get robbed and plundered, it's because you left a gate unattended. And it was this one. It wasn't that door. And the thing on the other side didn't do nothing wrong because that's what it's here to do. It was you. So to be honest with you, I just watched for the clues, which I've always done or tried to do, and God turned it into what it was meant to be all along. Because if I had known at the beginning that it would turn into this, I would have been afraid, which is that thing that's already in the room. But I didn't doubt what Maureen said. So afraid didn't have no power. Changed everything. And we went and changed everything. And we left stuff with people there and the kids there and the adults there and people we met on the way there. And since we've come back, the Romanian team, a lot of them are here right now in Chicago, for stuff in Chicago this week, still doing it, still changing a lot. Right. And that is the true power of we. And this time, what was different for all of us who attended was this, what you described earlier in Atlanta and Chicago, how we saw the kids transform. This time, I watched the kids transform us.
Oh, really?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, absolutely, and it's still happening.
Now tell us about the letters. Well, before I so that say that Maxine says, "Hey, Loren." She just texted me.
Oh, hey Maxine.
She want to let you know that she's watching.
Ah, we love some Maxine.
So tell us about the kids here and what you did with the kids here.
Oh,
You
stateside.
know, yeah, right. That helped to transform the children, the kids in Romania.
And they both. It was like they were just as these kids. See, we put the power. All these kids over in Romania are in the system there, the child welfare system, in one form or another. On every day was a different form of being in the system. Domestic violence shelter, um, a pseudo orphanage kind of a place, but not really because they had family. They weren't parents weren't dead. They were just abandoned kids. Then
Right.
all the way up to the last day where it was all a true orphanage. 90% of the kids, their parents were literally dead. So it was all these different variations and a lot of overlapping or interwoven similarities and differences all at the same time. But the thing that was consistent in every template known as a separate day and where the beauty was, no matter what the buildings and stuff and streets and neighborhoods looked like to get there or get away from there. It was the kids that were all perfect, absolutely perfect, no matter where they were and what their situations were. And we went there really thinking we were going to change them, and we did. We
Mm-hmm.
poured into them.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that 100% of us left immensely changed in ways we could have never seen coming.
Now I saw pictures where you were passing out letters to the kids.
Yeah, the kids here, I wanted, you know, we kind of here on stateside, we match kids with mentors and things like that. Remember, we tried all that. And so I was thinking, first it was like get one kid to write a letter to a kid over there
Okay.
and just see if they'd want to, because I'm thinking
Like
documentary and
pen
all that.
pals or something like that. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
started with the idea of one. And I asked
Mhm.
Mark Addis, mine,
Yeah.
if, because you get 5 kids. So I was like, I asked him, he got a whole school right there in the house. So I said, any of your kids be interested in writing in Henry? Said that 17-year-old Henry, who was 16 when I asked, agreed to be the one. So he wrote our very first letter, and it was life changing. And the kids over there saw his commercial, and we showed it to them, and then pulled out the letters that 88 kids here wrote in Naperville, and another, I don't know how many more, but we were over 100 um, down in the Chicagoland area by actual Romanian students of Romanian parents that have gotten, they live here now. So they
Mhm.
have the same bloodline, but a different legacy. And so, I felt that every piece of this needed to have as much Romanian DNA right on the top in the front, because we were there to help put a microphone to their story, not to put a hand in a puppet and tell the story, if that
Okay.
makes any sense. And
Okay.
so that's what I was looking for. And it was the kids here being so gracious to volunteer. They all volunteered because we didn't want kids who didn't want to write to like make it a class assignment or something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And we were just amazed at how many of them came, and we did an event with them to um, explain what it was all about and the possibilities. And their librarian, shout out to Rebecca Nelson at Jefferson Junior High here in Naperville. She redid the whole learning center, which is what they call libraries now. And they had strings going to places all over the world with letters, envelopes in between the places, books on pen pals. And when we went to record Henry to get his letter, it was ready. And in that video, I used to show, I would say, if you want to see it, I'll show it too. Um, he changed everything. The press picked it up, and I asked him in there, what would it be like if you made a friend, Henry, through this pen pal program that 50 years from now you were still friends? And he lit up, and I didn't realize what that truly meant until I previewed the piece with his parents. He hadn't seen it yet, Henry, and both his father Mark started crying. And I said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "I haven't seen that light in Henry's eyes since before COVID."
Oh,
And it
wow.
took him 2 days to put it together. And he explains his process. And I knew, I told him I wasn't going to just pass out your letter. I'm going to let God tell me who it's for. And we were giving out kids letters every day. And we were at the third day. And this girl walks. I had never thought it would be a girl. I was, up to that point, I was matching gender for gender. Boy
Yeah.
gets boy, girl gets girl. And this girl walks up because they have their user IDs. They made handles that are on the envelope, where they're from and their age, and male, and their pronoun that they identify with was on there. So she said, I said, "How old are you?" Through the translator, she said, 16. I'll be 17 in a couple weeks. And I said, "Your English is impeccable." She goes, "I know, and I take great pride in that." And I was like, oh, "Stay right there," because I took his letter out separate, and I said, "You're the one." So I'm looking at her. She's looking at me like, "The one what?" And I said, "This is a special letter, because he got our Momentum Award because he wrote the very first letter. You know what? The stateside Power Wees, I give out the Momentum Award to whoever buys the very first ticket. Because as a planner, when you're building these things and you're afraid or doubt, you think it's just you until Eventbrite said, "Ding, you got tickets." And I never want to forget that person who suddenly I wasn't in this dream alone anymore. At
Wow.
least me and one other person. So that's what, since there were no ticket sales with Romania, it made perfect sense to give that award to Henry
Right.
for, because all those other letters came after his. And that's the power of stepping up, people. When you do something and it's a first, or you're the first to do something, no matter how many times it's replicated after that one, whatever you were a part of that was first will always be known as the first. And that's how you become legendary.
Wow.
Yeah, it was life changing, Dr. Jan, for all of us.
Wow. Yeah, I was sorry I couldn't make it. So, well, I just call you Loren. I don't call you Dr.
I
Loren.
know.
I just call you
I'll
Loren.
call you Doctor. Oh,
Wait,
yes, I do.
wait.
I'm gonna
I
stop calling you Doctor Jan.
and I call you Loren because people are watching and they don't really need to know what I really call you. So anyway,
Jesus knows. See, that's how I used to get
yeah.
my siblings. I was thinking like, and if you tell, I said I don't have to tell. Jesus saw you. I did it. Jesus will know what you did.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
So
okay.
yeah, now we've got maybe about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to some words of wisdom that you would like to leave my audience with? That's number one. And
Yeah.
well, go ahead and do number
It's
one.
not, and thank you for this opportunity. And I'm gonna say this: I'm not gonna try to leave something that you can find in my content or in the sizzle reel because you brought today. I was very excited because you're like, um, you know, about Romania. Let's talk about that and this and that. So I'm gonna say this. Let me play this 2 minute thing with Henry's interview
Okay.
because he spoke for all the kids and he speaks. And this is what I want people to understand. It doesn't matter where they're at in this world. These kids hold the keys to the future, just like the people that paved the way for us held the keys for us. And, these kids have to clean up what our generations ruined, to be perfectly honest. And they're coming, they're dealing with a pandemic fallout after it and all these other things. And so I just want to show what the kids, what the power they have and the power of us, the adults, to give them an opportunity to just maybe surprise us every now and then with
Okay.
the truth. Okay. So that's that. Um, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So,
So I've never done this from not
so,
being my show. So
so
what do I
I
need to do?
add it to the stream,
Oh,
I think. Yeah.
yep, that's it.
And then, but I
Then
can't. So, but you
bring it
have.
in. Oh, do I have to?
I think yeah, because if I click on the play, it doesn't play.
Okay. I see. I've never done it. Okay. So hold on. This is interesting. Okay, share the screen. You have to go to this. Oh, okay. Hold on, Dr. Jan. We had it too. Say
So I
something.
think, yeah, yeah, I'm here, but I think um
I know what I got to do. It's worth it. What time is it? Oh, it's good.
7:55. We got
Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay. So now I'm going to say this. I remember I used to be so nervous about this. Now I hit share.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me put it in the stream.
Is it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what are your hopes, Harry?
My hopes are that the people who experience this letter are able to take even just like a drop of hope from it during their hard times.
I've seen your letter, and it's absolutely beautiful. How long did it take you to write it?
So the rough draft, it took me probably a day to come up with like the main ideas, and then probably 2 days to like put all that into the actual letter. I actually enjoyed the letter writing experience a lot because I know that I can actually look back on the letter that I wrote because I gave some advice that I know I can use because I don't really, I still go through problems and I know that if I'm able to look at the letter and look at the advice, I can implement that into my life and like during hard times and it'll help me. I can implement that into my life. That's great.
How incredible would it be if through this letter you made a friend that 50 years from now you were still friends? How would that feel?
Oh, that would be incredible. I mean, I have a few friends that I've known like my whole life, and they're just amazing. And to have somebody go through your whole life with for 50 years, I mean, you basically you'd always have someone to turn to, and during your hard times, and that I know people don't have that. Some people don't have that, and that they need to know that there are people in this world that love them and that want them to succeed.
You can take it out. And it froze, but I kind of like just hearing the narrative.
Yeah. Wow.
If not, you can take it out.
Yeah, it's out. It's
Oh,
out.
okay. I thought I heard the end. So yeah. So you see what I mean? How no matter what we did, we can't speak for the kids, but we can provide a platform for them to speak for themselves.
Right. So, Loren, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, if they want to talk with you about maybe just seeing as you as far as maybe coaching with you or more information about the power of we, how can they reach you?
Well, Gmail, the
So,
name without doctor on it. Just say Loren Michaels Harris at gmail.com.
Loren Michaels Harris at gmail.com.
You better not be texting that to some of your little thug friends. I know you still got connections
I
in the
don't
hood.
have it. You know what?
I know you do.
You know what? I am, and I
Cookie, I need
I
you to handle something.
I am. I am. Yeah, I am sending it to them. So there you go.
What you mean? Who is this? You know this Big J.
Shut up.
That's right. It's me. Yeah, baby. I still got it. Don't worry about Keith. I take care. Anyway. For real, y'all. Don't underestimate her. Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
You know,
you
he
know,
said,
yeah,
they're cracking up.
I had to get one good jug in. Oh, thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thank you so much for consenting to be on my show. I really appreciate it, and I know that you've given a lot of value to my audience.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Always enjoy. It was a lot of fun.
of course, and he has a show. It's called Bathrobe Moments, and he sits up there in his bathrobe. You know, it's about time for you to change. Oh, good. I'm glad that you got more than one robe because I was kind of
Those are from one from every year,
that
every
had.
season. While you playing?
Well, good.
Yeah, wear yours.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see how she be hating y'all? See, I just tell you, never outgrow that. Apparently, I'll just.
The truth is the light.
Oh,
All right,
cheers.
Loren, thank you so
Okay,
much.
you're welcome.
And I guess I'll go and I'll have me a glass of wine too.
I feel you.
This I need it.
Thanks,
All
man.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It was great. That I really enjoy Loren Michaels Harris, and he is a great coach. So if you're really thinking about a coach, look for, email them, Loren Michaels Harris at gmail.com. Now, what I have not said, because he talks so much, is that I am in, I'm always in a contest. Well, I'm in a contest now to be on the cover of Heart of Hollywood magazine. Right now, I am in second place. And I really would like votes. I want to stay and say, I don't know that I could get to first place, but I shouldn't say I don't know that because maybe I can. But anyway, I would love for you to vote for me. So if you would go to my email, janfornow125@gmail.com, and just put contest in the subject matter, and I will forward you, or you can just go to Heart. You know what? If you don't want to come to my email, you can go to Heart of Hollywood magazine and just click on contest and click on women, and you can find me and you can vote for me. I will appreciate it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And I'm here every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with Relationship Matters TV. I want you to remember there are all kinds of relationships and there are all kinds of relationship matters. So I'll see you again next week. Have a beautiful, blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.